Guys, the weight loss is getting to me, mate. Because I feel like I just woke up one day and realized that I actually lost loads of weight. And yeah, the other day I was putting on my leggings. This is not even what this video is about. I'm actually here to talk about why, like, the importance of actually having people you respect in your life and why it's actually really important. But I just wanted to say this because I keep forgetting to say it. But yeah, I just woke up like that, and I love it because, when you like get yourself into a bit of a groove. So now I feel like I'm getting serious now because I'm seeing, I'm like, this is working for me, mate. This is working for me. I'm feeling lighter. I'm feeling brighter. Anyways, I have this thing with God all the time. Like, God, the very least, if I'm going to be miserable, can I at least be miserable and losing weight? And He does deliver. No, it doesn't mean He just does it miraculously, but He helps me to, make better decisions. That's what He does. Anyways, yeah, it's actually important to have people in the world you respect. That's the lesson I'm learning. I'll do in a minute. So, like how, you're supposed to have elders, and then, like, because you respect them, you wouldn't want to disappoint them. And then that kind of helps you in life to stay in check and to think about, like, what would I do to, like, what would I want to do? I wouldn't want to do anything that they wouldn't approve of because I respect them. Yeah, you see, when that's not there, it's not a good thing. Like, it's not a good thing. I've been realizing this, like, for myself, that thank God for God Himself, because obviously God being God, He's like scary as heck. I don't want to be on His bad side. So, in the fact that I care about His opinion, I mean, honestly, it's more than anybody could ever ask for, like, literally more than, because He's God. But also, like, it's just a shattering in the system, I feel like. Because, like I said, looking outside of myself, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm understanding, like, the younger ones in my generation more and more, where there's generational disconnects, where it's just like, there's just no respect anymore. Because, like, it's like when, I always reference anime, but that's because it's something that's going to be inoffensive. If I use examples of people in real life, everyone's going to start taking everything to heart and getting all in your little feelings. So we use anime, right? So it's like an anime when, you're like a young, you're training like up for whatever it is, whatever the version of the story it is, right? And you're training to become something, and then you think you're something, right? Because this actually happens with me in my job all the time, where the kids start to get cocky when they think they know what they're doing, and then I have to just remind them why I'm here and they're there. And you have, like, somebody who thinks they can, like, take on one of the people who's been, like, one of their leaders or one of their elders or whatever, right? But then the elder is able to be like, oh, so you think you know what you're doing, May? Listen, I'm gonna show you. I was only giving you 5% of my power. You want to fight me at 6%, and then they fight that elder at 6%, and they can't handle it, and then it's like the most shocking thing ever, and it kind of like snaps them back into teachable mode and humility and just respect, and like you never after that not only that, it's like now that's the only person you want to learn from. You're like, I need to learn everything from you. Like, what do I need to do? Because you actually have proven that you have something of value to actually, like, why we respect you as an elder. This is why we respect you. And I think that's something that, like I said, my generation is lacking in. Like, I hate to say it, and where we're finding it is not where we're supposed to find it, because it's like I say to a lot of Christians, it's like, look, it's a similar thing. If you want the world to look at us and say, wow, look at those Christians over there, let's give Christianity a go, we're quick to be like, oh, the world is all for the devil and everyone's going to hell. But it's like, well, what version of what version, what are you showing them that you have that the rest of the world doesn't have? It's the same concept. We're having the same problems like the rest of the world. We're complaining about the same things. Can I just say, this head teacher, right? You see this school? This is a school. And they've put this netting here. And it didn't used to be there. Shout out to whoever's idea this was. Because, yeah, shout out, protect the kids in there, keep them hidden away. So shout out to whoever had the idea. They have my respect because they're thinking. You know what I mean? And yeah, so, if we were actually the fighting force that we were supposed to be, if we were actually like some kind of power in this life, if we were thriving, like yesterday we started reading the book of Job, so that's our current Bible series. Come join along, everybody. Today's going to be at least Job chapter 2. Job himself was wealthy. He had, 10 kids, 7 sons, 3 daughters. He had animals in the thousands. Like, bro was winning. Oh yeah, and he was, the most wealthy, I think it says, a man in the East. In the East, the most wealthy. So if we were looking like that, and I'm not talking about the pastors, guys, with their private jets and the people who then go and get involved with things of the world. I'm talking about we had thriving communities. We were living like how God intended and all of this. We wouldn't have to be so demanding for respect, because that's one thing I've thought about in my life, especially as I'm becoming an adult, and especially as I work with kids. Like, what kind of adult do I want to be like to the kids? Do I want to be somebody who just pulls rank and says, well, I'm older than you and I'm your teacher, so you have to listen? Do I want to scream at them in fear, like, and get them to respect me because of I'll call their parents, or I'll put them in punishment, or I'll do whatever? Or would I rather work hard to actually be somebody who they listen to because they respect? And I really enjoy that about my job. I'm not going to lie. That's the part I enjoy, is that I'm not out here having to like get these kids to listen to me out of fear. I'm not out here having to pull rank, because they know my rank, because I live up to the mark. Like, I live up to what I'm doing. I consistently am able to prove to them that there's a reason I'm here and you're there, without having to say it, because they can see it from what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I'm actually putting it out there, and I feel like that's why we get somewhere, because it's like, oh, she actually knows what she's talking about. Like, she knows what she's talking about. You know, she's actually at a level that I haven't reached yet, and so therefore I will show respect. And it's quite funny how that works itself out, because they're just very polite. Like I say, a lot of kids I find to be extremely polite. People be like, so-and-so has such bad manners. I'm like, really? Not in my experience. Or such so-and-so so badly behaved. And I'm like, really? Not in my experience. Like, maybe you're just not respectable. Like, same with us in the body of Christ. Maybe we should focus on, this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to show you guys, obviously, but there's a guy who's just out here in his flip-flops and his shorts, and that's all he's wearing. He's taken off his shirt and he's popped it in his shorts because he can, because he's a man. How I would love to take my shirt off right now. Because even in my t-shirt and my shorts, I'm too warm. How I would love, but no, that's fine. And you see, guess what? You see me as a woman. Here's a crazy thought. Not sexualizing his body. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just something? Oh, guys, guess what? I'm not about to stumble. We're about to stumble in lust and whatever now. If anything, if I'm about to stumble in anything, it's envy. Because I genuinely am envying just the freedom of just how can you walk around with that little clothes on in this beautiful breeze and heat and like the sun. That looks like freedom, bro. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yes, I've been realizing that it's a shame that I don't have more people that I actually look up to, because I could really do with some direction in my life at the minute. I'm really lacking, but it's just like the people there. And like I said, a lot of it is the kids themselves have kind of shown me how, because I see their lives from all 3 lenses. Like, I get to know them as a person. That's the other thing with children, is a lot of people maybe know of somebody's kids, or heard what so-and-so said, or heard what their parents said, or spent, a couple of hours with them here and there. Whereas, like, I spend hours and hours with them, like, in their actual, I spend hours and hours with them over like periods of time. So I actually know them pretty well. And then also I know their family situations pretty well because, again, of stuff that happens when it comes to things around schools. You know, there's a lot of parents who, you know, there's the parents who you can tell the lives of, can I just say, you could just tell everybody's lives. Like, one thing as all teachers do, I think, because we just can't be asked to get involved, is very good at hiding how much information we actually know. But like, it's really obvious. Like, it's really obvious which kids' families are broke. It's really obvious which families are rich. It's really obvious which kids are in like healthy home environments. It's easy to tell. Like, it's very, very easy to tell. And then obviously me being me with the Lord, so then my spiritual discernment just puts all of everything else on steroids. And so like the correlations speak for themselves. That's why I love how, like I've said before, you know, some of the greatest people who I've ever respected are the most humblest people ever. Like I said, the guy who runs hold on a minute. The guy who runs the business school that I went to, he has more accolades than most adults I know, yeah, and more connections and far more money. And if you see this guy, you will see him walking around in a tracksuit and trainers. He's such a humble guy. Like, whatever's happening, like good or bad, like, he's the kind of person where if he told me he was disappointed in me, that would destroy me. Like, if he said that he was disappointed in me about something, that would destroy me. And that's because he's like literally like being the proof that there's no excuse. Like, there's no excuse no matter what, because he's got so many examples of every adversary where he didn't make excuses or feel sorry for himself, or like say you should just do what other people say just because they say, or do what I say just because I say. He is the proof of his own product of what he is. He is a practicer of what he preaches, and you can see it on him, you can see it in him. And so he's so inspiring, like, even to the extent of like, I wanted to go, because he said, next time you're in London, you should come to the offices, and I want to go there, but I'm honestly intimidated to go. From to ask me, like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, I'm lost in life. You know, yeah, massively respectable, you know what I mean? And like, these are the people we need. Like, this was the point of Jesus again. This is where I'm like, the fact that people have taken Christ, this is why I think us Gen Zs are getting Jesus more than like other people are getting it, and why we were buying Bibles and stuff. So I feel like other people wanted Jesus just to have an excuse to walk even further into deeper pride. Whereas like, we're looking at Jesus like, this is somebody worth actually respecting and like actually following. Like, this is somebody who's actually a respectable person, a man of character, somebody we can actually get behind. I feel like that's what's really happening here. I'm so proud of myself that I came out and did this now, because I'm going to go out later anyway. But at least we got in a bit of, look at that. Wow. The fact that that's still unusual for me to see a flipping flag of Great Britain. What is this building after all? Is this where our Jewish community is? It was right around the corner the whole time. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Guys, are you telling me? I should have known from this big bush that's hiding the whole building. Is this where the Jewish community has been the entire time? Guys. Oh my gosh, it is. Guys, where do I live? All along, they were right here. Oh, hell nah. You best believe you guys know me. I know they're very insular and whatever. It's not about that. I'm going to come on like, this is where I need people. Like, this is why I need one of you guys to be local. Because we could just be like here on Recon, eating snacks and spying. You know what I mean? Ugh. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed this. This is why you pay attention. But I rarely come down here, to be honest. And that's because, well, a pastor I know and his wife, they live right here from where I'm standing. And they are out and about, and yeah, I don't prefer to see them. So I avoid this road in general. Oh, the Jewish community is right there. So you mean to tell me we've got all of the Abrahamic religions on one road? Because the mosque is there, the freaking Jewish thing is there, and the church is there. Damn, son. I didn't even know we got it like that. So now I know where the Mormons are. I know where okay. Good to know. I'm going to have to come back on recon now. Getting distracted, hold on. Yeah, I'm entirely distracted by that, but yeah. Anyways, you guys are getting the gist of what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not just important to hope to have leaders to look up to. It's important to become the leaders of those who come tomorrow, you know, and actually become something that they want to look up to. Because somebody was always put on my shoulders, yeah. Low key, yeah. Here's what I have to say on this. To all the people out there who ever told me that I'm a good role model, I have to think that I'm a role model. Why weren't you the role models yourselves? Why weren't you the own role models for your own damn kids? Why are we putting on some of our shoulders that our decisions are going to influence the others? No, your decisions do. You know, yes, mine to an extent, because if I'm older and they're watching me and watching what I get away with, yeah. But that's one of those things, as I've said, that was just way too much pressure. I definitely think that's one of the main reasons I feel so exhausted in life right now. It's just like every decision I made, I was always thinking about how it would impact those around me. Because then it was always some adult saying it. So I'm saying it was always some adult saying it. It wasn't in my own head. And it's like people say, well, you shouldn't have had to think about that. Well, how am I supposed to know that if that's all I've ever been told? You know, from as young as when, like, my brother was born, you know, and you get the talk like, now you're going to be a big sister. Like, these are things like, if I ever have kids, yeah, I'm not doing this. You got to look after them. No. Because all of that, honestly, if that was it and that was as far as it went, that wouldn't even have been a problem. Like, for my siblings. That's why I don't even really put my siblings under that umbrella. I'm always talking about the external people where it's like, well, why aren't you a good role model for your own kids? Why can't you be representative for your own child? How can you tell me, like a 12-year-old? And also, where am I, and this is the real question, where am I supposed to get the knowledge of how to do it? If I'm not getting it from you, if you're telling me I need to be the example, then where am I supposed to get the knowledge if you're saying that I'm supposed to be the example? And this is a question that I have often asked in my life when people, you know, have judged my past decisions, because you know, like how the world never forgives you for your past and never will, especially when you're a winner, because people want to see you down, so they want to find any reason to invalidate your experience or your life. It's like, where was I supposed to learn? Because there's so many things. Like, I've been asking myself that question a lot, like just in general. Like, where was I supposed to learn? Like, where was I supposed to know this information that people just seem to treat me as though I should have just come out of the womb knowing? Genuinely. And I think these are the things that led me to flip over to this side, where I'm like, actually, you know what? Now that I've observed the people that I could have learned from, thank God I didn't. Because the things I did, I regret. And that's what I feel like is across the board. It's like, it's as simple as that. The thing with kids, yeah, the thing with children is things in their heads are very black and white, and they don't need to, they're not like adults. You see adults a lot more like need to tell you something so they can feel something. So like if somebody doesn't respect somebody else and they want to let you know so they can have the satisfaction of looking at you and knowing they trust you. Kids don't really think like that, because obviously, you know, us adults are all plagued with all these issues. Kids are not really like that. Kids are more just like, they see what they see, they know what they know, they're doing what they're doing, and they're doing what they're doing, and they don't need to let you know about it. Like, it's the moment that they've checked out, the moment they no longer respect you, the moment they no longer care, they're no longer listening, they're not going to say anything. They're just not going to. They're not going to explain why, because in their head, it's not even about you. It's just like, is this a moment? Is this worthy? Is this interaction worthy of me taking note of or participating in? And if the answer to that question is no, then they're just not involved. And low key, I kind of have always been like that myself. I think that's probably why I've maintained somewhat the level of youthfulness. Because I realized that getting older is just getting serious, having pride even though you still don't know what you're doing, and just doing what everybody else is doing because that's called adulting. That's why, I decided today, as of today, I'm living for every day alone. And I talked more about this yesterday. I'm living for today. I'm not living for the future or whatever. You know why? Because we don't even know the future's guaranteed. And like I said, you get a lot of conflicting advice, even when you do get advice. Oh, you should be careful about what you do today because today could be your last day. Don't harbor resentment, be forgiving, blah, blah, blah. Then you're also the same people plan for the rest of your life. You need to make sure that you've got a pension. You need to make sure you've got life insurance, this insurance, that insurance, and that insurance and this insurance, and all this planning for the future. So which one is it? Exactly. You can say, oh, it's a bit of both. It's like, okay, so where do we draw the line? Well, it depends. Exactly. So who's exactly? You don't really know, do you? You don't really know anything. That's the truth. No one really knows anything. And that's why I like the humble people. And if I found, like I said, it's always the successful people, the truly successful people are always really humble. Always really humble. Like I said about this guy, and the business school thing, just as a person, he's hella humble. He's not the kind of person who walks into a room. Like, I remember because when he came to our event, I didn't know who he was. He just came up to us and just said, you guys shouldn't do this event here anymore. And that was it. I didn't know. He didn't tell me who he was. He didn't start out with hi. Because I've been in, a lot of meetings and networking events. The people for businesses, the people have to start with the hi, head of director of marketing at such and such and so-and-so, currently, and they have to tell you. This is why I hate the question about what is it you do for a living. Why do we even ask that? Who cares? Like, I don't care. I hate the question, what do you do for work? Because again, I feel like it's just another way for people to start judging you, typecasting you, making assumptions, walking in pride. They think they know you now, right? Because people think, oh, you're a teacher, you must love being around kids, you must love this, you must be so caring. And I'm like, yeah, to kids only, patient with kids only. Don't expect that patience with you. Like, that's why I hate one of those things I hate in life, where people see you doing something with one group of people and they think that means that you would do that with them. So don't think I'm going to extend the amount of patience I have for children for you. I'm extending it to them because they're children. Don't think I'm going to have the same approach and be nice and gentle with you. I'm doing that because they're children. You're an adult and you want to be an adult, so I'll treat you like one with all your pride and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how people do that. I hate this question of what do you do for work? Who really cares? But I realized as well, some people, that's all they have because that's all you ever did, right? You worked to get yourself to your career, to get yourself to your job, so you have something to be proud of, whatever your job title is. And that's all you have. Not who you are as a person, because you're not a nice person. Not whatever. This is why a lot of people, we all have these horrible managers, micromanaging people in certain job roles. They think, even in teaching, I'm finally here. I get to tell these kids what to do. They better listen to me because I'm an authority figure. I'm going to get some respect finally. I'm going to get some respect. You know what I mean? It's like how I noticed there was a significant correlation between all the men I've known throughout my life who get arrested for just absolutely nothing, of all races, might I add. Saw the good-looking ones. I'm like, yeah, because they're not getting any respect at home. Like, not because of the way they look, but because, people let things about them become their personality. This is what I'm saying about losing mentality. God created us all the way we are. It's less about what we have and what we are. It's more about how we carry ourselves as a result and the energy we give off. A lot of people, when they think that they're like, it's like even with people who get older, it's like, well, if I'm saying all this stuff about older folks, some older folks are going to take it really to heart. And that's because you're insecure about being older. There's nothing wrong with being older. Take it in your stride. And love it. Because I know a lot of older people who take it in their stride, who I love being around, who I think are incredible leaders, incredible elders. You know what I mean? It's got nothing. The only time that you're bothered by the fact I'm mentioning age is because you yourself are insecure about it, and you yourself are not prepared to do the work, and you yourself are having a victim mentality about the situation. Because if you had a victor mentality, you wouldn't care, because you'd be like, well, I know who she's talking about. She's not talking about the old people like me. That's how it would be. This is how I feel like. It's like with everything. If I say your wife's probably like, you don't have any respect at home, this is why you're intimidated by the other guys. I'm saying you have a mentality of where you look at somebody else as having something that you don't have, and as a result see yourself as a victim. That victimhood is what's the actually unattractive thing, not actually you. not actually like anything about you. It's your attitude that's unattractive. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you would even, because if that's how you would even act in that scenario, that says a lot about who you are in your character, who you are as a person. Anyways, guys, I don't know. Sometimes I'm either like really wise or I'm just a complete idiot. And I just can't tell the difference sometimes. But like with all this stuff I'm saying, it's like, where do I get the audacity to think that I know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, in my head, it makes logical sense. And at the same time, like, it's also my lived experience that, like, no matter what cards you're dealt, like, this is why I don't mind talking about the older folks. Because if like any older folks who know that it's not them won't be offended. And they'll look at their peers, they'll look left and right, and they'll be able to say, you know what, that's true. Because I've had conversations like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of older folks who I love. But then, like I said, we have an issue, and I have to say something because this is my generation that everybody wanted me to be so responsible for, throughout my life. And I feel like we're so lost. I mean, I'm lost. I'll speak only for myself. I'm lost. And I got the better bit of it. I wasn't on social media when it was as bad as it is now. And, you know, I found Jesus when I was super young. I had arguably more stability than in a lot of ways than a lot of people, because when my parents moved to America, they were essentially newer Christians, which I think worked in my favor. So they were like very much like trying to do things by the book, which worked in my favor in my early years, you know? And I'm still here in this state. So I worry for them. And it's like, where are the leaders? If we're going to be honest, that's what we're lacking. We're lacking in people with wisdom. And it seems like a lot of the time the people who have good wisdom, most of the time, it's only a very small amount of the time that they deliver it to us with grace and understanding that we're just young people doing our best, also like how you are. Most of the time, we're spoken to like we're supposed to somehow have automatically known a whole bunch of stuff, and we're supposed to have automatically done this, and how, you know, it's almost like, rather than being it's like the difference between giving somebody a meal that you made with love, that's to nourish and help and nurture them, versus just throwing the ingredients at them. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It's like you could just make a nice meal and give us a nice nurturing meal in love, but instead it's almost like in hate, you're just throwing the ingredients at us. Like, it's like, we don't need you to throw the tomatoes at us. We know we know our lives are a horror show. Don't worry. We know it's a horror show. We know we're horror shows. Trust me. No one knows better than us who are actually living in the reality. And the fact that you think that we don't realize that just goes to show the fact that you guys really just don't actually really give a crap, which is shown by the fact that you never bothered to actually become leaders to look up to, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm thinking all the time about what kind of example do I want to set for my generation? And honestly, I'm setting it. This is the way I'm coming across. I'm not coming across on my channel, by the way, or anywhere in life for the sake of anybody other than the younger folks. Like the people in my generation and younger, I'm becoming the person that I hope they want to become like. Now I'm becoming the role model now. And that's why I'm offending everybody, because but that's somebody has to. Somebody's got to do it, because we ain't got it. I ain't had it either. So hey, if my dying deed is that I at least gave them an example of what I at least started them on the journey with some kind of wisdom, with some kind of information, with something. If I can give them more than what I had, then I feel like I've done something. So yeah, guys, anyways, I love you guys so much. I'll see you again, because we still got to continue on with Job and God knows what else. Because if life's a game, it's played to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. I'll see you in my next one.